All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Town of Lexington Planning Commission meeting. This is our normal monthly meeting. It's being held at 8 a.m. Wednesday, March 20th, 2019. The meeting is being broadcast live and will air several times on the town's informational channel. I am Keith Frost, your Planning Commission Chair, and I will ask the other members to please introduce themselves.
Good morning, I'm Frank Berry.
Good morning, I'm Jared Harrelson.
Good morning, Sammy Hendricks.
Good morning, I'm Roscoe Kaufman.
Good morning, Jeannie Michaels.
Good morning, I'm Jamie Fight.
Good morning, I'm John Bartlett.
Good morning, I'm Rick Poole, Town Administrator.
Good morning, I'm Ron Williams, Town Council.
Good morning, I'm Brad Cunningham, Town Attorney.
Good morning, Steve Baker, Town Council.
Good morning, I'm Dan Walker, Director of Parks and Sanitation.
Good morning, Charlie Hollis, Building Official.
Rosemary Nuzzo, Planning and Building.
Good morning, John Hanson, Director of Planning.
Good morning, Randy Edwards, Transportation.
I'm Karen Hanna, the Assistant Municipal Clerk.
All right, at this time, I'll ask Vice Chair Berry if he'll lead us in invocation.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this glorious new day, the bright sunshine, and the rising temperatures. Be with us this day as we go about the town's business. Be with those who protect us every day and keep them safe. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, at this time, we'll call the meeting to order. First item of business is approval of minutes from the February 20th, 2019 meeting. You have those in your packet. Do we have any corrections? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you very much. All right. First item of new business this morning is discussion and consideration of council resolution directing the commission to make a recommendation on town for impact fees. John?
Morning. Town Council recently adopted a resolution directing the Commission to begin preparing the required studies and the ordinance needed for the town to implement a development impact fee. We've prepared a short presentation for you on impact fees to kind of give you an overview of what the process will look like and what the end product will look like. At the conclusion of the presentation, we'll ask that the Commission formally begin the process by directing staff to prepare the plans to support a development impact ordinance. I have the resolution that was passed by council in your packet and the PowerPoint slides for you. Daryl's got that up on the screens for you. Go ahead and go to the introduction there. Development impact fees are, as stated in the development impact study for the city of Mount Pleasant, impact fees represent financial payments from a developer to a local government that fund their proportionate share of certain off-site capital improvements needed to accommodate future growth. And the legality for collecting development impact fees is expressed in the South Carolina Development Impact Fee Act. Impact fees pass construction costs on to new development rather than existing development. The legality for collecting these fees fall under the town's authority to collect fees and must be non-discriminatory. And there's a growing interest in the use of development impact fees around the state of South Carolina. They're most appropriate in areas where there's rapid growth, significant land available for development, there may be a situation where federal and state funding is unable to meet the future needs, i.e. traffic. Historical annual construction cost increases and resistance to increased property taxes. So let's go to the background. Impact fees can be used for design and engineering, right-of-way acquisition, construction, utility relocation, and project financing. What they can't be used for is maintenance, administrative costs, or operating costs. So what that kind of means is our primary issue is traffic in Lexington. This next slide is the full list of LTIP projects. It's important to make sure that we make this point up front. A percentage of the impact fees may be perhaps, and this will be borne out through the studies that we'll do, may be available to help with funding some of these projects, but it's not a panacea for all the issues. It's one source of revenue that is available that might be able to help with these situations. So I want to make that clear up front. Once the revenue is collected from an impact fee, it's held in an interest-bearing account. They must be spent within 3 years of the scheduled date of construction. The town has to do an annual monitoring report, and we have to do a comprehensive review and update every 5 years. Any new project or fee change requires an update to the study that we're going to prepare for you and ask you to forward to council. The process involves preparing an impact fee justification report, which preliminarily we hope to have for you at the May Planning Commission meeting. I should have it next month, but we'll need to work back and forth and get it right before we bring it directly to you. Then we have to do a capital improvement plan, and one of the requirements in the law is that we have to have a housing affordability study, because if you're coming up with a new impact fee that's going to be charged on every new house, we got to make sure see how that impacts the affordability of housing in the area, and then the development of an impact fee ordinance. The feasibility study will look at initial appropriateness for the impact fee. Then the supporting documents will be the impact study report, like I said. And then towards the end, we will have public hearings, and may end up having more than one of those. The next slide is some of the communities around the state that are considering or have adopted impact fees. Some of these have been around for a while. Some of them are being updated. York County has recently done theirs. Fort Mill's recently done theirs. Some of them are still in the consideration phase. So the impact fee study report is a report that documents existing conditions, anticipates future needs out to 2030 and their implementation costs, and recommends maximum allowable impact fees by each category. Some of the categories that we'll be looking at are municipal facilities, parks and recreation, and of course, transportation. Then once you develop what a fee is, there's always a potential for a discount rate to be added into it. That's applies to the maximum allowable impact fee, so that you provide a reasonable fee that is usable with the, doesn't impact housing too much. Of course, the capital improvements plan includes capital improvement project descriptions, start and completion dates for those projects, revenue and expenditure summaries, and funding sources. So if the impact fee is going to pay for a portion of a road project, then where's the rest of the money going to come from? Then the affordable housing study that we talked about, a report that estimates the effect of imposing new or updated development impact fees on affordable housing. And then the ordinance that goes to council. Some of the highlights in that are supporting, we have to have the supporting documentation. There are some jurisdictions that use service zones, so you may have an impact fee in this area that you turn on and off because you don't want to impact growth too much in one specific area, something like that. Credits and reimbursements, the appeals process, and how we do refunds. So I've just gotten that, a sample of that, and we'll be looking through that. That's kind of a real quick overview of a very technical process that we'll be working through. And as I said at the beginning of the presentation, we'd ask for Planning Commission's support and approval of directing staff to move forward with the process.
All right. Questions? I know I'm supposed to ask, but I got one
Don't ask
question. I got one question. Because you touched on it in here, most of the conversation was about housing and residential development, but in here you also talked about non-residential development. So I'm assuming impact fee isn't just on a house, it's on
It is
any
not.
development.
It can be on any development,
Okay.
yes, sir.
All right. I just want to make sure folks know that we're not just
Different
punishing our home builders.
Different formulas on how you come up with what the fee is for residential versus commercial, but yes,
Okay.
it is applicable.
All right. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
So moved.
All right. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you very much. Got that? All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, and that is unanimous. Thank you very much. All right, that concludes our business for this morning. Do we have any, did y'all have a traffic committee meeting this month?
We did not. We can't get canceled.
Okay, all right. All right, anything else for the good of the commission? Britt, do we have anything?
No, sir.
No? All right. Mr. Williams?
Thank you, sir. First of all, thank y'all for y'all's service, volunteering all your time to help the town. Quite a few announcements here. Got a lot going on at the Ice House Amphitheater. Friday the 29th, we're going to have Peter Abbott at 8 p.m. For Movies in the Park. On Friday, April the 5th at 6 p.m. is going to be the Tartan Day Celtic Commotion Concert, and tickets are now on sale. Your Lexington Live Free Spring Concert Series will start on Thursday evenings at 6:30 p.m. April the 11th, we're having the Embers. April 18th is Whiskey Run. April 25th will be Finesse. May the 2nd will be the Tams. May the 9th will be Tokyo Joe. May 23rd will be the Root Doggers. Friday, April the 12th, starting at 6 p.m., we're going to have Noah Guthrie in concert. And April 13th from 4 to 9 p.m. is going to be Barbecue and Blues. April 27th from 10 to 2, it will be Kids Day of Lexington here at Town Hall and at the Ice House Amphitheater. And then Saturday, May the 11th from 6 to 10 p.m. is the Lexington Wine Walk. And May 17th, starting at 6 p.m., we'll have Sister Hazel. All of those tickets are now on sale, and you can visit icehouseamphitheater.com to get any other information you might need. Also today, I'd like to encourage everybody to look at Facebook on our farmers market page. We have a big announcement coming from the town today on the farmers market. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Councilman Baker, thank you. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, anything else?
Question.
Yes, sir.
In reference to the new proposed school, I guess I addressed Mr. Poole, is this going to be included in the town election? Where's their water and sewer coming from?
Yes, sir. That's in our service area for both water and sewer. The property that was described in the meeting last night isn't currently in town, but it is contiguous with the town. So we would expect that that would be annexed.
And will the school be responsible for the upgrades to the street?
Well, not through the town. Their development works a little different, so we don't even do building inspections on schools. That's all done through the state engineer's office. DOT will require that they do a traffic study, and they will be forced to make improvements dictated by that study to the areas that they touch. So that would be Old Cherokee and Cherokee Trail. We won't be very involved in that process. We're kind of excluded from it, but it will happen. It just won't go through the town.
All right, anything else? All right, hearing none without objection, we will consider ourselves adjourned. And thank you very much for watching the Town of Lexington's Planning Commission meeting. Again, it was held at 8 a.m. Wednesday, March 20th, 2019. On behalf of the Planning Commission, I wish you a good day.